Good boy, good boy, good boy. Good boy, Reggie. Good boy, good boy. Good boy, good boy, Beaver. Good boy, good boy.
Hi, I'm Heidi and I breed and train Eclectus parrots here in Australia. Today I'd like to share a story about two of my amazing parrots, Dennis and Reggie. A lot of people have asked me over the years, how come they have such a great relationship, especially when they're two different sizes and two different species. One being an Eclectus parrot and the other one is a princess parrot. So let's go and meet Dennis and Reggie. Before I talk about Dennis and Reggie, I'd like to give you some of Reggie's history and how he came to live with me. I've had Reggie for 13 years now, when his original owners decided they didn't want him anymore. They'd had him for a few years as an inside bird when they decided to start their own family. They felt he would be too noisy with a new baby in the house and had lost interest in him, so I decided Reggie could live his life with me. Unfortunately, this is a very big problem in Australia. It is so easy here to buy pet parrots and people buy them without even thinking of the time and dedication required to have a happy, well-behaved parrot. Usually after a few months, their bird becomes sad and aggressive, so they get sold again as a problem bird. So please, research everything you need to know before you make the decision to own a parrot. The people who love and spend time with their parrots are rewarded with many years enjoying their parrot like a best friend. When Reggie came to live with me, he had never met other parrots before, so I thought it would be a good idea for him to watch while I hand-fed Dennis, who was only 6 weeks old at the time. Reggie was so excited and curious of Dennis, so I decided to open up his cage and watch his behaviour. Because Reggie is only a small parrot, I knew with my supervision he wouldn't be able to hurt Dennis, so I allowed him to come over and meet Dennis to see how he'd react. To my amazement, he instantly started talking to Dennis and giving him kisses on the beak. Dennis in return made a few baby Eclectus noises, which scared him a little bit at first, but he must have known he wasn't in any danger because he soon went back for more kisses. As the weeks went by, Dennis became interested in the food that Reggie was eating and wanted to join in. If Reggie ate it, Dennis wanted to try it also. It was easy to see that Dennis was learning different bird behaviours from his new friend. When Dennis started to fly, he would follow Reggie everywhere. Dennis even started to make both Eclectus and princess parrot sounds. If my other Eclectus parrots called out, he would return their calls exactly the same. Then if Reggie called out, he'd swap over to sound like a princess parrot. This was quite amusing. By the time Dennis was ready to go into his big aviary, their bond was obviously very strong. Sometimes I wonder if Dennis actually thinks he is the same breed as Reggie. I also believe their amazing friendship is because Reggie helped me raise Dennis and he adopted Dennis to be part of his flock. They have been best friends ever since. This is why Reggie and Dennis were so successful, because Dennis was only a baby when he first met Reggie, so I didn't have a worry about him hurting little Reggie. Reggie being the smaller parrot and Dennis being the larger parrot could have been very dangerous if I had to put them in as adults. I wouldn't have done that if they were both adults. I wouldn't take the risk, just in case Reggie got hurt. This is Gus, another Eclectus parrot. He's only a few months old now. Step up. Good boy, Gus. And he's meeting Reggie for the first time. Now it's time for Gus to start meeting other parrots before he goes to his new home. Reggie is such a gorgeous boy with my baby Eclectus parrots, so I'll bring him inside to meet them. It's good for the young chicks to be exposed to Reggie so they can learn both human and bird companionship. If they both seem comfortable with each other, the next step will be to let Reggie out also, so then they can get close to each other. This is always done under my full supervision. They don't have to become friends, just respectful of each other out of their cages. I hope you've enjoyed the story of Reggie and Dennis today, and hopefully you've got a few tips on how to mix different species of birds together. But before I go, I'd really like to tell you about a few tips that are really important. Always introduce your parrots slowly. Let your parrots get to know each other first by taking them out of their cages to socialise together. Have them in separate cages, close enough so they can see each other. Let them get to know each other as much as possible and get them out at the same time to socialise with each other. It is extremely important that they are supervised when out of their cages and rewarded for good behaviours. Always supervising though for aggressive behaviour. Sometimes aggressive behaviour can cause a terrible injury and sometimes stress-related illnesses and sadly even sometimes death. So please make sure you do supervise your birds when doing this sort of training. It shouldn't take long for them to accept each other, and depending on their friendship, it can be possible to eventually put them in the same large aviary. Another good tip before you put two parrot species in together. Firstly, make sure that the species are compatible with each other. And if you're not sure, speak to a reputable breeder or an avian vet and they'll give you some really good advice on what parrots you can and can't keep together. Always remember, not all parrots can be put in the same aviary. Some are known to be very aggressive towards other parrots. So just remember this. Reggie and Dennis were so successful because Dennis was only a baby when he first met Reggie. So another good idea is to try and bring home your new parrots at the same time, preferably when they're both very young. Just at weaning age, I believe, is the best. And finally, when you are ready to put your new parrots out into an aviary, make sure it's really large, just so the parrots can have their own space when they need it. Just because they are friends, they do sometimes require their own space. And still, always supervise, watching for that aggressive behaviour, making sure that you have plenty of time for them. Unfortunately, not all parrots will become friends, even if they are the same species. I have two galahs, one male and one female. If I put them in the same aviary, he becomes very aggressive towards her. So for her safety, I keep them in separate aviaries.